How's it going, everyone? My name is McQ and welcome to Toilet Talk. Today I'm going to be talking about a topic that is kinda nerdy, but I think you will like it and enjoy it even if you aren't nerdy. So I recently went to a convention. What kind of convention, you ask? Because I know you were asking that same question. I went to an anime convention. Now I know some of you out there aren't really exactly fans of anime or video games or nerdy material for that matter. These anime conventions aren't just about anime, they're just about a whole slew of other things like video games, comic books, and just other nerdy-esque things. So you might be asking yourself, McQ, why are you talking about this? You already did a video about anime, which I will shamelessly put at the end of the video just for you to watch. But I'm going to be talking about nerdy conventions through the eyes of someone who isn't really into that. It's just someone that is part of the community of nerdy conventions, while being able to kind of walk someone through that isn't part of that. So let's begin with this video about walking people who are not nerdy into nerdy conventions. Now before we get started, I must say one of my favorite parts about going to these conventions at these events or these locations, or most of the time they're hotels, is watching the people who aren't part of the conventions. People that are staying at the hotel because they're traveling or they're part of a sports team and they just need some place to stay. What they see when they see all these people dressed up in costumes and all this other crazy stuff going around, and they have no idea what the heck is going on. It's absolutely hilarious just seeing them walk around with the weird expressions on the face, seeing some guy dressed as a squirrel in a full furry costume just walk by. It's pretty good. So you might be saying to yourself, well, that's probably what I would think, or what I would say, or what I would feel if I saw that at a random hotel. And even myself, I kind of do also think this is absolutely crazy, except I'm just a lot more used to it. So I guess that'd be the first thing, is all the crazy cosplayers, or the people that like to dress up. You will see people walking around the hotel reception with a bunch of swords and different costumes and painted skin and everything. It's huge. It's really a cultural shock for people that aren't really necessarily into it, or someone who hasn't even seen anything. I mean, how long have you been on the internet, really? So the attendees that go to these conventions. Now, I will admit that most of the people that go to these certain nerd conventions are a little bit different. I use different instead of weird because I believe that calling someone weird is kind of bad in a way. Personally, I see it. I would rather call someone different if they differ from me, because if someone is into something else or they are just not up to speed with social norms, I wouldn't say they're weird, they're just different. So the people that go to these conventions, as I said before, probably don't have some of the best social skills. They are definitely the citizens that were most likely ignored or even bullied sometimes growing up, and now they have this nerd convention that they can go to where they can be themselves and feel at ease and meet other people that like their interests. And that's all really what conventions are for. The community is great, it's a no judgmental zone, it's just a fantastic place to be. It's very warm and inviting, the people are friendly. These conventions have everything from famous voice actors and actors going to panels and just talking about their experience, to video game tournaments, which are always fun to go participate, and my personal favorite, the dealer's room. Just a giant room full of people selling merchandise of nerd stuff or their own personal work. It really feels like you're in a bazaar and you're just walking around this marketplace just looking at everything. It's just a great place to shop for great items. They have several panels spanning the days of the convention, and even at night they have parties and you can go drink alcohols. If you're into that, then most of the time you can go to a party room and they will give you a free drink, which is always a nice thing. So my advice for new people or people that haven't been shocked of this culture is to give it a chance. Sure, the people may be different from yourself, but does that necessarily mean that you should just deem them or label them as just something negative? I mean, these people just want to have a good time, and sometimes some of these people, they feel like they can only be themselves during conventions, and they should feel free to have a safe environment just for them to enjoy. Now, as I said before, some of these people may not know social norms quite as much, but still, if you get a chance to go to any kind of convention, not even just a nerd convention, you should just go. You learn a lot, you meet a whole lot of people, networking if you're into that, and it's just a great time to be had by all. Well, this video had no flow to it, and I apologize for that. I was just doing this on the spot, but I think I've managed to at least maybe help someone who's never experienced or heard of a nerd convention to maybe pull back the curtain on like what exactly it is and maybe what to expect. So hopefully I did that much. So that's where I'm going to end it for this episode. So thank you so much for watching this episode of Toilet Talk, and thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to watch. Be sure to check out any of the annotations around my head for more videos I've done, and subscribe if you haven't done before. I have many other videos of other like-minded thoughts. I'll put I can't remember which side I put it on. I'll put my anime one somewhere around there, but that's one that you could watch. It's another video for those who don't really know the genre or know anything about it to really help look into. Again, it's just for newcomers to see what the genre is kind of about. From my personal eyes, hopefully I can show you that these topics are have much more value than what you may take for granted. And that is it for this episode. So thank you again so much for watching, and as usual, I will see you in the next video. See you later.